Hello, and welcome to the rest of your life. Before we begin this short journey, please sit back, relax, and remember. Enjoy yourselves, you scum.
This is Planet Music.
Welcome to Planet Music from the makers of Planet Marzipan.
In a streaming world, we're proud to be a podcast that celebrates the art of the album. Apologies for that, listeners. Hello and welcome to Planet Music. I'm Meza Hemper here with my good friends.
The Scumbag.
Scumbag 1.
Scumbag 2, Mikey.
And
Scumbag 3, great.
We are here, as you can see from the title of the episode, to discuss the Frost album, Day and Age, that was released in 2021. And you won't be surprised to hear this is my pick, because it's progtastic.
Surprise.
Yes. There is a Wikipedia entry for this album. It reads as follows. Day and Age is the fourth studio album by the British neo-prog group Frost. That's Frost with an asterisk. It marks the first album without a permanent drummer as a core part of the band. 3 different guest drummers contributed drums to the complete album. Mastelotto, Kaz Rodriguez and Darby Todd, and the actor Jason Isaacs also contributed narration on The Boy Who Stood Still. This was released on the 14th of May 2021, Craig. Post-COVID, how old were you?
Oh, in 2021. What month was it?
May.
May. And that, I'll have been just approaching 49.
Okay. And I think I know the answer to this, but who of the 4 of us knew the album when it came out?
Me.
And me.
And Gray is the only person who puts his hand up.
And me.
The rest of it's tumbleweed.
It's the usual split. The pop boys had never heard of it. The rock boys had heard of it. This is the 4th Frost studio album. I picked it because I wanted to do Frost, but I didn't want to subject Craig in particular to the newest Frost album, Life in the Wires, because it's a double. It's fucking brilliant, but it's a double album, and I thought
didn't want me head to explode.
I thought his brain might start seeping out of his ears or something.
That happens in any case.
All the longer tracks on the first 2 albums.
Yeah. Milliontown was the first album was a good shout, but then again you've got the 25-minute time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you got a 25-minute track.
Yeah,
you had all that all the way through. Yeah. So,
if you don't know Frost, Frost is usually a 4-piece band. I think they are again now. Main guy's Jem Godfrey, who is he basically made his name as a pop songwriter. He used to be a producer on Radio 1 and then went to Virgin Radio, and he wrote or co-wrote Atomic Kitten's Whole Again with Andy McCluskey and Stuart Kershaw of OMD, and he also co-wrote That's My Girl for Shane Ward. This is where all his cash has come from, these sort of things.
So he can have a band like this and just do what the hell he wants.
Yeah, this is his. I mean, I don't think Frost makes him any money, if I'm honest. I think it's a bit of a
Labour of love.
A labour of love,
okay.
yeah.
How many copies of this album have you got, John?
We'll come on to that.
So he says that he doesn't make any money.
More than you is the short answer. But yeah, he regularly works with Gary Barlow on different things. He did some songs for Finding Neverland musical. You know, he's a very talented guy, but he loves prog as well. So the first Frost album is Milliontown from, I can't remember what year now. What year is Milliontown, Gray?
2004, 5?
6. 2006.
The band was 2004, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, 2006. Second album, Experiments in Mass Appeal. Third album, Falling Satellites. This is the fourth album, and the fifth album came out in 2024, Life in the Wires. I'm not going to ask Gray because Gray knew it. I don't know that Craig's leaving this in, but he very bravely said, I didn't like this when it came out. We've always started recording.
Oh, I like that in.
Yeah, but I thought you might. Craig, what you've never heard this before, so what do you make of it on first listen?
On first listen, I thought it's very, very drum heavy. Is that it's really this album is an air drummer's delight all the way through. It's very, very driving album. It's proggy, yes, but it's not old school proggy. It's not stodgy. It's quite lean and mean to a degree. But I do find one or two of the tracks a little bit could have been trimmed down a bit. But there's some really, really interesting stuff in here.
Okay. What about you, Mikey? What do you make of it?
Same thing, really. I think if you've ever played Beat Saber on a on an immersive headset, you would love this album. Obviously, I'd never ever heard of them, much to my dismay. I think it's an absolutely fantastic album. I used a word with you guys when I had my first playthrough, and that was infectious. And I know it's a bit tongue-in-cheek following the pandemic, but that's how I felt. It was just track after track. It was very engaging. I think the production side of it, I'll come on to it later.
Yeah.
In parts, I wish I could hear the keys more.
Yeah.
Where you can hear them, they're fantastic.
It's very dense at times, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's my only issue with it, but it's a nitpick. I was really pleasantly surprised.
Okay, and Gray, you didn't like this when it came out. Has your opinion changed?
My opinion has definitely changed over time. But I think with Frost and Lonely Robot, John Mitchell's sort of solo stuff, I was of the impression for a long, long time that it was a sort of law of diminishing returns. The stuff, I mean, the first two Frost albums are just.
Well, I think the second. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think the second Frost album suffers from the problem with this. Experiments with Mass Appeal's production is shockingly bad.
Brick walls.
Yeah.
But I saw it live first before I heard Experiments in Mass Appeal.
Yeah.
I think I was with you that night. I think
you've seen me, but I had the album as well.
You had the album already. Basically, they were supporting Dream Theater, weren't they?
They were, yeah, in Leeds.
And, I just went and bought the Frost stuff and didn't buy anything from Dream Theater. So brilliant. But this one, their writing style has changed, and they've admitted that a lot of Jem's done a lot of the stuff in isolation, or John's done a lot of the stuff in isolation rather than writing as a band, and you can hear the difference between who's got what focus and what have you. And I think it suffers from that a little bit.
Well, I can't find the writing credits on this, so I'm assuming it's all hands on deck. This is, I presume.
Yeah, all hands on deck, but you can tell who leads the ideas if you think about it. So if you think about things like Island Life or Wayward or whatever, you can hear where the lead influences have come from.
Yeah. It's I'm pleased with the Pop Boys' reaction to this, and I'm pleased that you've kind of changed your view on it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the fact that. It's the fact I struggled. I think it was the production made me struggle with it to begin with, and also it's a bit kitchen sink at times.
Well, that's Jem, isn't it? That's
it is
Jem's
Jem,
thing.
but also
I
think noting Craig's point about it's a really drum oriented album, I think it suffers a little bit because one of the really good things that Craig Blundell does is he's a fantastically intricate drummer. If you watch him playing live, any of the stuff he did with Steve Wilson, all the stuff he's done with Frost or playing live, he's really intricate, but he's never overbearing. And I think the drums on this at times are a little bit overbearing. Whether it's the mix or the players, I don't know, but it just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that
doesn't mean they're bad.
There's tracks on here there's one particular track on here that would not sound this way if Craig had played it.
Yes.
And it's the first track for me. I think it's brilliant, and it's very. I mean, there's Kaz Rodriguez that plays on it, and it's a very Stuart Copeland type.
Yep.
Performance. I'd not heard of Kaz Rodriguez before. He's a drummer who's played for Jessie Ware and Cirque du Soleil, and probably plays with the Disciples. But yeah, I mean that's the guy's initial sort of responses to this record. It's not the double album that I was going to pick, so it's 8 tracks, a nice succinct 8 tracks. Apart from, especially for Mikey, you get the deluxe version, which has 8 instrumentals on it as well,
which I have dived into.
Well, you're making your own lyrics up to it as well.
It's one of those albums that needs the lyrics. I didn't dislike listening to it. I picked up a few things listening to the instrumental versions, and again, it's nice to have, but it's a much more succinct album with the themes running through it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into it, folks. Track 1 is the title track, and it's the longest track on the record, 11 minutes 49. It starts with that lovely introduction that you had at the top of this episode.
Hello, boys and girls.
Enjoy yourselves.
You bunch of fuckers.
Craig, what do you make of Day and Age?
I like the driving theme through it. It's got a nice little hook to it that recurs a little bit later on in the album. Is it like the final
there's
track?
a reprise.
There's a bit of a reprise on it. It is very drum led. It is a driving track. It's one of my favorites on the album, but I do think that there's bits of it where you've just got essentially the drum and bass and that goes through, where you don't have a lot of change and stuff in it. It's about the 4 minutes marker there, but I do really like it, but it could have done with about 2 minutes or so edited out of it. Just
Is that the stabs?
Yeah, just because it there's loads of it that brings a lot to it. Just there's bits of it where it's just providing the rhythm without going particularly anywhere. Now, with prog, I'm used to stuff going.
Yeah, but I mean, I like that. It reminds me, as well as the Police, it reminds me a bit of Abacab in that it's got a coda on it.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to go anywhere in particular. It's got a guitar solo on this that isn't a solo. It's basically a riff, a short riff,
it's just
played
a riff,
over and over and over and over again.
Yeah,
and that's slightly different, you know.
But I like this take on modern prog. It's
Sorry, can we clip that?
No.
Can we just clip that out?
I think
Craig said he likes modern prog.
No, I like this take on modern
Woo!
prog.
That work's done. My work is done.
I think there's a reason for that, Craig.
Come on then.
I can't hear you, just rip the earpiece.
Jem's a pop writer.
I was going to say, he's just think.
Although his heart
Well,
is
he
in
is,
prog,
but this isn't pop, is it?
Yeah, although his heart is prog, when you look at the production of this, it's far more. It sounds far more like a driven pop song would sound.
Yeah,
Yes.
more modern sound.
A heavy prog song
Yeah.
would sound.
So
You know what I mean?
we just need to do a mashup of this and Hole again. Yeah, that'd be good.
Good luck with that. Let's go to Gray. What do you think of this track?
I loved it when it started. The video's good. I like the video's fun. When you pay attention to it, it's kind of dark.
The whole album's lyrics are really
That's
dark,
what I'm saying, and it sets the scene for the album at this point. And I suppose what they wrote it, 2019, 2020. So they started
2020.
they started writing it just before pandemic, and then all hell broke loose. So you can see where a lot of the darkness has come from, and but I love the vocal lines on this. I love the vocal melodies on this. I think it's one of the strengths of it's Jem and John that sing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most of the stuff, yeah.
Although Nathan does sing, he sings backing
he
vocals,
does.
but Nathan King.
I love the vocal harmonies on this one and the melodies on it. I think the first time I heard it, I loved this particular song. I don't think it's held up as much as some of the other material because it's 12 minutes. Like Craig says, there's periods of it where it doesn't do much. And I think if it was maybe 9 or 10 minutes, it would have held up better. But it's a great start to the album. It's a really, really good start to, I think. And if you put this at the front of any sort of modern prog, it's not neo prog, it's modern prog album, you're in for a fairly good run of tracks.
Yeah. Okay. Mikey?
I'm going to disagree with both of you guys because I think the 11 minutes 49 absolutely fly over. And it could have gone on longer for me. That section where you've got the and you've got the choral voices behind it. I absolutely adore that bit. That could have gone on for 5 minutes for me, I thought. And the transition's faultless. I mean, essentially, you've got the spoken part, which I thought, oh, isn't this cute? And then when she mentioned the scum word, I was like, not so cute. Essentially, after that, you've basically got the single, and then after the 4 minutes 45 or whatever, then you go into the musical interlude. And you've got 5 minutes of transgressions that just are flawless. They are absolutely flawless. You don't get the feeling that it's been bolted together.
It's a live sounding track, isn't it? It sounds like it's them just jamming. It isn't, but it sounds like that.
But there's at about the 5 minute 40 mark, there's some rip-roaring guitars that come in, and it only lasts about 15, 20 seconds. It's really short and condensed. I don't think you could call it a solo.
It's not. It's just Mitchell playing that riff over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Where I could hear the keyboards massively was at the 7 minute mark. Some great noodling going on. I loved that. But for me, it was the last 3 minutes that got me. You've got this sort of return to the main refrains of the song, within the last 3 minutes. And the last minute of outro is absolutely infectious. It's really, really good. It's that beautiful blend of dramatic but still being melodic, and they pull it off really, really well. And I think that ties with what Graham said about him being a pop guy. You've got the melodies there without it going too far kitchen sinky for me. So I was won over from this, from track one, absolutely. That being said, it's by far not my favorite track on the album, but it is bloody good.
Yeah, I agree with Mikey. I think it could be longer. It really does remind me of Abacab in that sort of live second section, but it kind of rises and falls as well, doesn't it? It kind of builds up to something and then it just falls away again back to the drums and the bass. And
and I've got sorry to interrupt. I've got Stuart Copeland written down here.
It absolutely has his energy about it. This
I have that for the next track.
No, it's this one. It's this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think because they've all had a hand in writing, I think, it certainly smacks of Mitchell and Godfrey. They've both left their stamp on this track. There's some great guitar riffs, and then you go into some keyboard stuff, and then it falls away back to just Nathan King playing bass with the drummer. It's just brilliant. It's a great way to start the album. Track 2 is Terrestrial, Craig.
The first 30 seconds of this, I think, sounds so much like modern Peter Gabriel. His vocals and that just really, and then it changes.
Yeah.
The keyboard and guitar riff in this, the squelchy-ish kind of sound, reminds us of a band called The Infidels. They did an album called Universe in Reverse about 12 or so plus years.
Where are they from?
Longer than that. Oh, I don't know a lot about them.
American?
I really love that album. No, they're British.
Right. Yeah, British.
Yeah, British. Yeah, but that the the keyboard and the riff sounds very much like their high energy kind of like indie pop rock dancey kind of punky style. And to be fair, I think Universe and Reverse would be a really interesting little bit us to have a go at.
Stick it on the list then.
It's-
Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, but I do think it has think the drumming and stuff. I do think it has some like Police kind of influences and that to it. But I like it. I think again, it's a driving, quite high energy, but prog because obviously it stops and starts and stuff. But I do like it.
Okay, great.
I like the motion in this song. I mean, it starts off and it sounds like, I'm going to keep on coming back to sci-fi references, but it sounds like, in some of the sci-fi movies when aliens.
I've let you in here with this.
You have.
sci-fi
Some of the
shit,
aliens
haven't
are
I?
speaking,
Yeah.
and they make they generally use graphic equalizers, but nobody knows what they actually are. But if you look at them in the sci-fi movies, twiddling knobs and looking things, and they change the sound of the voices, it sounds like one of those things at the start. The sort of the stuff that Jem's doing on his keyboards. But then the guitars come in, and I think this is very much a Mitchell-driven song.
Do you think that keyboard riff?
So the keyboard,
Jem
the
loves his
keyboard riff
different sounds, doesn't he? And
yeah. But when you get to the chorus part, which just lifts the song up a level, and you've got that it's that repeated riff style that John Mitchell does. He finds a hook and he repeats through it.
Yeah.
But there's bits of this that make me think of Kino.
Yeah.
And it's as if like John Beck has done the keyboard beds, and then John's gone, I can add this to that one, and he's put the sounds on top of it, so it sounds like it's a song that's then been built up. I don't know if that's how it worked, but I love it, and I love the way that the chorus, because it builds up. It's kind of quite nice. It's not slow, but it's kind of reserved verses, and then the chorus comes out, staring out to sea and all that kind of stuff.
It's massive.
And when he finishes it and he says, quiet desperation, this time frozen, never knowing who's out there, he slows down and like moves down as he says, never knowing who's out there. And then the little keyboard refrain comes in again and the verse comes back. So I love the way the song ebbs and flows. I think it's really cleverly done. But Mitchell's guitar sound is fucking massive. It's huge. I mean, if you put it on headphones or decent speakers, it's one of the widest stereo guitar sound, and it's full across the board. It's brilliant.
Okay, Mikey.
Well, I have to be the one that's going to put a damn squib on things. This track really doesn't do it for me at all. I love the opening. As soon as distorted noises came in and you got the chimes going on in the background, I thought, oh, way off, we're off somewhere else now. And I think this was the one track on the album where I just thought it just feels compressed and dense, and it's getting too much into American new wave punk for me. It's just too full on. That being said, there is an awesome part during the bridge where there's like this rolling drum sequence goes on, and the bass work is absolutely phenomenal. I don't think I was engaging with this track. I think that's the falling down point, or maybe the fact that I love the rest of the album much more than I love this track. It was a bit of a shame for me, because after that first track I was expecting more of the same almost. I know that's not the way prog works, but it was just a little bit too heavy for my liking.
Okay. I'm going to agree with Mikey. This is by far my least favorite track on the album. It is too muddy when those keys come in. You can't really tell what's going on. And as Mikey's just said, after the sort of promise of Day and Age, the title track, it just doesn't hit the mark for me. It's the only track on the album that I would take off is Terrestrial. But there you go. Track 3 on the album is Waiting for the Lie. Craig, keyboards.
Yeah, I mean, this is a major change of pace for the album. It's much slower. And for the first about 2.5 minutes or so, it's keyboard and piano led. I mean, the drums don't come in till, like you said, nearly 3 minutes into the track. That much it's it. But I think it's really, I love the atmospherics in it, the ambience in it. It's almost orchestral, so I think it probably could have done with some live strings in it. But there again, would that have just over egged the pudding?
Mhm.
But no, I like it. I do like it.
Okay.
I said it's not, to be honest, there's actually none of the songs on this album that I actually dislike.
Prog
I might
boy.
not, no, not like you. I mean, I even like the last ones which you didn't like, but again, it's because it's familiar to something that's similar to an album that I do
It's
like.
not-
That's
I
in there.
just,
So.
I just think at times Jem pushes all the faders up to 10, and he really shouldn't. That's all. If he didn't do that, I'd be
But I
okay with it.
don't think he has with this track so much.
Not on this one, no, but on
this
No,
is
no, no.
terrestrial,
this
it
is
does, yeah.
this is more restrained. But they say, would some more live strings on it have added something, or would it have over egged the pudding? I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah,
Great.
This, as soon as I heard this, I'm like, Frost. I love it. Because that keyboard part, the way that they do the Jem, when Jem's leading, and I think it's best shown on Million Town, the album. They have those moments where you've been battered by the musicality and the sound, and because they're all amazing musicians.
Yeah.
And you've been absolutely pummeled by everything that they can throw at you, and then they do this moment of just serene, balanced, beautiful music, and this is what that does for me. This is just absolutely beautiful. But it's also, is it about 2 minutes 20, 2.5 minutes, where everything drops out and you've just got the lyric over the there's a little like atmospheric sound at the background. That is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's a trick that Dream Theater do quite a lot as well, where everything goes around, you hear the vocal, and it brings you, no matter what you're doing, if you're not paying attention to the song, when that goes in the village, you're brought back into it. It's I love it. I think it's a beautiful segue between the kitchen sink and then what's going to come after it.
Yeah. Okay. Mikey?
This is almost fine for my favorite track on the album. Incidentally, this one's a Jem only right, and I think it stands out. You're absolutely right about those dropouts, Graham, and I've got 2 minutes 15 written down because it just jumped out to me. I just love the way that was working. Totally agree with Craig and the string synths. I think they are absolutely beautiful, and hearing them at the 1 minute 40 mark, almost on their own, was just absolutely sublime. I think you're right though, Craig. I don't think real strings would have worked for this. I really don't. But there's even the intro at the start, there's some absolutely beautiful keyboard work on the go. And those breathy vocals with the effects on it, just nailed it for me. I thought it was absolutely stunning. It could have gone on for another 5 minutes for me. I just love the way it builds towards the end as well. Absolute top-notch, perfect songwriting. And the line, whenever the government speaks instead of the truth we should seek, it's when it's time for apportion the blame, the excuses will all be the same. I can just think back to them stood at them podiums giving us a load of bullshit while the pandemic was going on, and for such visceral lyrics to be put across with such beautiful melodic music is just awesome. I love this track. It's brilliant.
Yeah. It's so different to what came before it, isn't it? It's just mainly a piano-driven ballad that sort of halfway through, the rest of the guys come in and it builds up to the big choruses at the end. And it's just another side to Frost, I think. The melodies. Jem's got a great voice anyway, and it is him driving the song, as you've rightly said. And it covers a lot of ground in the 4 minutes 30, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Loads. Yeah.
Okay. Short prog. Craig. things take a turn. The next track is The Boy Who Stood Still.
This is head and shoulders my favorite track on the album.
What a shocker.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he
What
said
a
epic.
shocker.
I think this is absolutely friggin' epic. I do. I mean, it's, Jason Isaacs, we've got to love him in any case. He's absolute legend. Will I put my sci-fi chops in there, John?
I'm going to mention sci-fi for this.
Captain Gabriel Lorca, USS Discovery. There you go.
I can see your lips moving, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Season 1 Star Trek. There you go. But no, I think musically to begin with, I love the 80s style. It's almost got like a Talking Heads kind of feel to it. I like the narration of it. I think the subject matter and the story of this is almost like what you could almost class as his version of the man from that planet Marzipan, about the state of men and manhood.
Can I throw something into the mix?
Yes, go for it.
Is this not based on Harlan Coben's The Five from 2016?
As in the TV series?
Yes.
In the book?
Yes. I don't know. I'm not a sci-fi buff, but I've done a bit of Googling, and it's about The Five. It's about a 5-year-old boy who disappears and his DNA starts appearing in places. And
I don't think that's The Five he's about. I'll tell you.
I'm just throwing it out there. It might not be that. I don't know.
I don't know. Have I seen The Five? I think I've probably seen The Five. Sarah's a big Harlan Coben fan. She's read pretty much everything and seen all. She's watched all the different Harlan Coben adaptations, apart from the foreign ones, because can't get away with them, the lip sync and all that. But no, I think the subject matter that I feel it's about, is young boys and men growing up not being seen, getting sucked into the manosphere kind of thing, male rage and male, aggression and all that. I think this is absolutely cracking song, lyrically, thematically, musically, and everything. It's well up there. Really, really like it.
Okay, great.
So if somebody asked me to describe this, I'd say mid-80s Genesis meets Tiny Fish. And not a lot of people are going to be.
You lost half the audience there.
Not a lot of people are going to get that reference.
You haven't lost me. I know Tiny Fish.
Well, yeah, go all right then. What's the Tiny Fish link on here then? Don't answer. Sorry?
Jim.
What?
Mr. Sanders.
No, what's the Tiny Fish link?
What's the link for Tiny Fish to Frost?
To Frost.
Oh, there'll be some band member, I don't know.
Simon Godfrey's brother is in Tiny Fish.
Jem Godfrey's brother is in Tiny Fish.
Was in Tiny Fish.
Is in Tiny Fish. Is in Tiny Fish.
We've introduced Tiny Fish on stage. We've introduced Tiny Fish.
The guitarist just moved to the guitarist just moved to Scandinavia and bought some horses.
Yeah.
Jim Sanders, legend.
Yeah, brilliant bloke. So obviously Mikey and Craig haven't got a big version of the cover. You've got the 12-inch cover.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that the 5 then, do you think?
So the lyrics that Jem says on this song are, I stood and watched you build them with faces just like ours. 5 figures standing without eyes, their mouths aimed at the stars. The 5 faces on the one person that's repeated on that cover, there's no eyes on the faces and their faces are tilted up.
Absolutely.
And if you think about it, the chorus is hail self, hail rage, hail fear, hail blame, hail lies. That's the 5. It's the 5 emotions and feelings. That's what I think.
That's what I got, Great.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
But I think it's also very much what I took before I actually paid attention to it and started listening to what Jem was singing. But when you were listening to the storyline, it's very much that it's so easy to get lost in society and slip through the cracks. And I think it's so brilliantly done. Brilliantly done. The narration is perfect. It's and the music for me is very much kind of invisible touch long track. Not the song, but that it's very much it harks back to that era of sound to me, and I love it. I think it's brilliantly done, and the story is spoken in a way. It's not monotone or it's not boring, but it's very reserved and balanced. Do you know what I mean? There's not a lot of emotion in it, but then Jem's vocals are like really hail rage, and it's really high, and it's like I think it's a brilliant track.
Do you not think Jason Isaacs sounds like John Mitchell speaking?
He does.
He does, yeah.
So if I hadn't looked, I would have said it was John Mitchell doing the narration here with.
Yeah. Mikey, what do you think of it?
Before we started this podcast, we did mention behind the scenes that it's very hard to write notes about some of this album, and this was one of the tracks because I love it so much that it's very hard to go on this. I'm not going to repeat what you guys said because you have all hit the nail on the head. One of the feelings that I got from that Hail section was the 1975. I thought they're sort of like calypso groovy kind of thing going on. Love that. There's beautiful transitions on this track. There's a gorgeous one where everything goes quiet at about the 2.5 minute mark. Love that.
But that was then.
Yeah. Then that goes into some absolutely amazing drum work and keyboard and guitar works. Like everybody's doing the bit. At about the 5.5 minute mark, there's some absolutely wonderful, haunting backing vocals going on behind the melody. I think that's absolutely amazing. And hats off to Kaz because his drumming towards the outro is just off the charts. It is absolutely amazing. First playthrough for this album for me, if you took track 2 out, like 1, 3, and 4 were just hitting everything I wanted to hear. It was just bells and whistles, and I was like, yeah, this is doing the job. I had absolutely no idea it was Jason Isaacs, and I didn't even notice until I went to the Wikipedia entry, which I didn't do until my first playthrough, which is like, if I'm truthful behind everything that we've done on these podcasts, I don't look at anything until I've had my first playthrough. And I was like, "Ooh, Jason Isaacs." And I've totally forgot he was in Discovery because, I mean, one of my favourite performances of his is from the series The OA, and he's such a cool actor, and it's just amazing to have him on this album, and it just gives the album just a different dimension, a different depth. It's so cleverly done, and again, absolutely awesome lyrics going on. It's just what we got. He watched as his previous friends grew old, succumbed to the disease or self-inflicted damage and died. Eventually, he was alone. Now, who knows? But I think he's out there still somewhere. It's just poetry, absolute poetry. I love it. Love this track.
Full disclosure, I've loved this album since it came out, and I thought it was Mitchell. I didn't know it was Jason Isaacs until you said it. So there you go. This is bonkers batshit stuff that Frost do in spades, and they're really good at it. I think the juxtaposition between the spoken sections and the singing is really good, and really sort of takes it off in a different direction. It does stand up to repeated plays. You know, that could have fallen on its face because it is spoken, but musically there's enough going on to sort of pay off each time, you know, repeated plays on that track. I think it's great. It's not my favorite track on the album though. We'll carry on. The next track is Island Life, Craig.
Is this one of the shortest songs on the album? It's only
It
4
is,
minutes.
4 minutes 14. I think it is the shortest one. Yeah.
If you had to say if there was a more commercial song on the album, if that was such a thing, this would be it. It's a driving, doesn't take much shit. It's quite straightforward, rocky, apart from the little prog embellishments here and there. And I like it. I think it's if I'd heard this first, it does give you a sense of what the album's about. You know how singles can tend
Yeah.
to go on, and your shorter tracks and things like that don't necessarily bear resemblance to what the rest of the material is. This is just like a slice of what the rest of the album is like, condensed down with a driving rhythm, driving drums, driving bass, and it's probably the most accessible of the tracks.
Okay.
But I like it. Yeah.
Cool. Great.
I like it. And that's probably all I'm going to say. No, so it's quite clearly for me a sort of John Mitchell driven song, and it's for me it's one of those songs that gives you that link between the likes of It Bites and Lonely Robot and Frost and all that, because you can hear some of the sounds and some of the ways that he plays. But what's nice about it is when you add Jem, and I don't know who the drummer was on this track. And
Island Life is Kaz again.
Yeah,
Kaz
and when you add them
Rodriguez.
to the mix, it just takes it to another level, and it doesn't stop. I mean, it starts off the riff. The riff doesn't sound too driving to begin with, for about 5 seconds.
Well, you've got the sort of the radio.
Yeah, and then the rewind.
Yeah.
And then you've got like that very, very John Mitchell sort of overdriven but not distorted guitar sound, and then the song kicks off. And it doesn't really let up, even when he's doing that at the end, when it's just, I think, is it just drums and bass where he's living in this island life, life.
Yeah.
Even then, it doesn't it still sounds full because the way the vocals are done. I love the treatment that John Mitchell does to his vocals, because he's got a raspiness to it anyway, and the way his vocals are produced takes advantage of that. It all sounds really, really good. And it's just, it's a really good pop rock song, really. But it's got, like Craig says, it's got those prog embellishments. There's little things that happen that wouldn't happen in a pop song, because you go, sorry, what was that? But you expect them from this. And I think it's really, if you were going to say what a Frost do and why should I like them, this is a kind of an entryway, I think.
Okay. Mikey?
Awesome lyric video. Check it out. It's really good. It certainly gives a backdrop of like sort of like 1950s holiday camps and stuff, and it just, and apocalypse and stuff. It sets the tone perfectly. This is the rocker that I think track 2 should have been, instead of being the wall of sound that it is, because this really engaged me despite its shortness. I really love the shut your mouth choruses. I thought they were absolutely brilliant. That mantra that comes in at 2 minutes 40 and doesn't let up all the way through. Living this island life, just repeat, and like Grace said, like the Kaz's drums are just absolutely, again, top-notch stuff. I think him and Pat are probably my favorite drummers on this album. That being said,
I mean, Darby's, the performances like Darby.
Dan, like, kind of like is on one of my favorite tracks of the album anyway. So I think all three of them have the power to become seamless. If you didn't tell me there was 3 different drummers on this album, I wouldn't know.
No,
I think it's been absolutely brilliantly played to everyone's strengths.
Although when you do know and you look into it, you can feel the slight difference, can't you?
Yeah, because barring one track, the tracks that Kaz is on are my favourites. So, and I've said it before, I'll say it again in this podcast, I fucking love drums anyway.
So hang on, Craig's come out as a progger, and you've come out as loving drums. Yeah,
yeah, it makes a good band.
And I love the line, Government 101, keeping people happy in apocalyptic ways. Enjoy your holidays. We're all fucked anyway. Absolutely brilliant. Love it.
Okay. Yeah, I can't disagree with anything you've said, any of you. It is a more straight ahead track. It's very John Mitchell. And there's not too much Jem on it at all, is there, if I'm honest? Not that that's a problem, because that's quickly rectified by track 6, Skywards. Craig.
Another 4-minute. another what you would class as a potential single. You know, when you end up with so your first single's your rocker, your second single's your kind of power ballady kind of one, and it's a slower. Again, at the very start, just in the first lot of lines, his delivery is very modern Gabriel before he starts sounding like himself. I think it's another commercial track. I absolutely love that this has got a keyboard solo rather than a guitar solo, and I love the swash keyboards, and I think it sounds epic. This is, like you say, more of a rock kind of track than more than like a prog track, but it's got its prog in there. But I would say this is my third favorite song on the album.
Okay. Graham.
Yeah, it's vying. It's one of the better tracks for me on the album, probably third or fourth. I think it's quite a deep lyric, this one, I think. And I think there's a lot of thought provoking stuff in it. The way it's done, I think it's like, don't blame what's up there for what you get wrong.
Yeah.
Take responsibility for what you do. I think musically it's brilliant. I think it's very much a Jem, right?
It sounds like it, doesn't it? But obviously
much
it's
a Jem,
Mitchell
right?
singing, so
Yeah. But as well as the don't blame what's up there, I wonder when it was written if it don't blame them, the people that are in charge,
yeah.
take ownership. Because it's quite interesting if looking back now. I mean, we're talking 5-6 years ago. Looking back now at how the world was, and listening to these lyrics and things, and you are reminded of the way things were, which is quite funny that it's only 5 years ago, but it seems so long ago. And
it's a lifetime ago, though, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it? You spend your days oblivious, and then something like this comes up, or if you do Harkin's Virus or something like that, and you're just like, shit, yeah. Weird times.
Yeah.
But I think that's where the bleakness of the album comes from, but I think it's really, really good about the way it does it.
Okay. Mikey.
Yeah, it's another good one. I get what you were saying about it sounding quite commercial, but I think that's probably more to do with its length than anything else, because I don't think this holds up even close to Island Life for me. I like the structure of it, though. It's very prog in its structure because it's got a lot of ups and downs and fallouts, which I really liked. Some of the effects on the guitars are absolutely wonderful. There's a short instrumental bridge at about the 2.5 minute mark, which is absolutely awesome and really atmospheric. And again, Pat's drumming on this is absolutely awesome. But I just don't think it quite hits the highs of Island Life for me. But I think this is needed when you know what you've got coming next. There's nothing to dislike here, but I think it could have done with a bit more time to, develop it.
You see, I think this has got a lot more substance than Island Life. Island Life feels a bit throwaway to me. This is incredible. Yeah. Some of the stuff going on this track is just genius. It really is. And the way it lifts as Mitchell sings to keep facing forwards and walk into the light again, it's just fantastic. It really does set up the last two tracks. And Mikey, I mean, we've talked before this pod about how I feel about the last two tracks, but this is fantastic. This is brilliant. It really is. It's classy as fuck. It really is, for me anyway. Moving on. Track 7, Kill the Orchestra, Craig.
Now we're back to 9 minutes on.
9 minutes 27 seconds of progtastic goodness.
Yeah, I mean we had 2 songs. Previous 2 songs, add them together, they're not even as long as this bugger.
Nope. They're not even as good as this bugger, right? But there you go. We'll move on.
Yeah, I mean this is a. I would say this is me probably 4th favorite on. Did I say 4th favorite on the album? They're 4th or 5th favorite on the album. And I think this is very interesting. I like the way that it's structured. because it's very slow to start, keyboards and stuff like that. It builds and builds, like 2 to 3 minutes in, up to like 4 to 5 minutes, and it kind of peaks about 2/3 of the way through before it kind of refrains and brings itself back down.
It does, yeah.
You know what Grace said earlier on, a little bit kitchen sink. I think some of this song's a little bit kitchen sink, because that does a lot of different themes and things through it, but it works. It does it works, and yeah, I did not tire of this tune.
Okay. Prog Boy Craig is here. Great.
For a limited time only.
Yeah, just for this week. Great.
I love the start of this. I think it's
Classy.
really classy. It's almost soulful.
It's on. You're waiting for
You're
something's
waiting for
going to
something.
happen, isn't it?
But then when it does start happening, it doesn't necessarily happen the way you think it does, because it starts off. I mean, again, the drums on this are amazing. But when it starts that rise, about 2 minutes in, and it starts the rise up,
Yeah.
it's done. So the guitar part, the riff is like a rising pedal note as you go to so the root notes of the sections go up, then it goes back down again, and then it goes up, and it goes back down, and it doesn't play any faster, it doesn't play any louder. It just takes you up and brings you down, and takes you up and brings it, and you get that whole motion all the way through it. From then on, it builds and builds, and it's an amazing piece of. I mean, the reason that the previous track and Wayward aren't my favorite tracks are for these two.
Right.
This is it. I don't know. Everybody's probably going to say the same thing, but
Well, I don't. Possibly.
possibly. But it's just so powerful in the way it's done, and then the darkness of the lyrical content.
Well, that's it. I mean, sorry to interrupt, but I love this. The end of this album I find really uplifting, but it's not about the lyrics because they're dark as fuck.
Well, that's what I was about to say. You listen to the music, and the music's like, yeah, and the music's lifting you up, and you're going, yeah, this is brilliant, and then you've got it's like, let's take the songs to town so they can shoot them all down, kill the orchestra, we're dying anyway.
But I think just the phrase "kill the orchestra" is brilliant because it's dual meaning in it. It's great. It's really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it's done is so clever, and I think, regardless of whether I felt there's a law of diminishing returns, the one thing I will say about Frost is their music is always clever, not to the point of being overly ambitious or show-offy. It is just they are four stunning musicians who can write things in a way that just carry you away. And it's not all the same. If you look at even what we just talked about with that Island Life as the pop song, you've got this, you've got Wayward, you've got Day and Age itself. There's so many different things in it. It's fantastic.
Okay, Mikey, what do you make of "Kill the Orchestra"?
Well, we are now into my two utmost favourite tracks on the album. My first right was Bonkers.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But like the guys have said, I love the intro. I mean, you're straight into the song. No build-up of atmosphere. It's straight in with keys and vocals, which I thought was really, really nice. And it kind of kicks in at about the 2-minute mark. You've got some amazing heavy stabs going on at about the 3-minute mark. The guitar work at the 5-minute mark is absolutely rip-roaring and amazing. One of my favorite parts of it was where he sings the line, "We're dying anyway." And it's just a vocal effect, but the tail off from the "anyway" word lasts for about 20 seconds, and it just hangs in the air, and it's ethereal and it's beautiful. And then you get to like the 6-minute 25 mark, and you're going into the last 2 or 3 minutes of the song, which is already starting to pull elements from Repeat to Fade into it.
Well, it's 6:25. You got the Day and Age reprise,
well,
and
this
then
is
at
it. This is it
7:30,
because
the riff repeat to fade starts. Yeah,
yeah, but I love that Day and Age reprise because you've got the that spoken relax in the background, relax, and then the line, "What have you done? Can you see me? What have we done? I can see you." I love that. That was just mind-bending stuff. But just the everything is okay, relax, enjoy yourselves. It's creepy as fuck.
it is. Yeah,
And I loved
is.
it. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. And I'm getting hairs up my arms just thinking about it. It is absolutely outstanding stuff. Absolutely loved it. And I honestly didn't think that Waiting for the Lie or The Boy Who Stood Still could be bettered until you got these last two tracks.
Yeah,
Absolutely fucking awesome. Absolutely awesome.
yeah. Totally agree with you, Mikey. These last two tracks are absolutely out of this world. There's some real clever riffs and hooks in this. I'll be singing as they string you up. What a brilliant line! Yeah, and it's a repeated sort of hook of the song. Absolute genius, it really is. And that reprise of Day and Age, and then the way it transforms into the final track. I mean, that's a segue that Marillion will be proud of, isn't it?
It's just seamless. It's beautiful. It's another track, but it's not jarring in the slightest. It's just been so perfectly done. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Craig, we're at the last track of the album, apart from the Japanese version. Track 8 is Repeat to Fade.
My second favorite track on the album. It's freaking epic. To me, Mikey's probably going to laugh at this. I think it sounds a bit like it starts off like Enigma does prog meets krautrock.
Have you got it's just dawned on me, have you got like music journalist fridge magnets that you throw at your fridge?
Yeah, they're just off to the side.
Yeah, and then you just randomly pick bits out. Yeah,
I've got to randomize them on before.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It does the job. Like what random facts and shit can I put in there? Today, but I love like the operatic singer, like backing vocals and stuff in it, and you've got like the Roger Waters style shouting in the background. There's a couple of Roger Waters kind of scream type styles in there. Some of the vocals,
Johnny Mitchell saying "Enjoy yourselves."
Enjoy yourself, or and everything is okay as well.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of Gabriel style vocals at the start. One thing that's quite funny near the end, just before the girl comes back from the beginning, there's a little bit of sampled effect on his voice, and it just sounds to me like Captain Kremen from Kenny Everett's video show from 1979.
I think Craig is using mind expanding drugs, listeners. That's how he's got into this.
If it lets him like prog, I'm up for it.
Captain Kremen. Fuck.
You wanted sci-fi, didn't you? So I'm digging out all the random shit.
It's a reference I get.
There you go. Kenny Everett, fucking legend. But yeah, no, Craig is brought to you tonight by Tizer.
Okay.
The great British pub.
We'd love a sponsorship, please, Tizer.
Yeah, bars. We love your Ian Brew. Yes, come on, Tizer. Any of that shit. Love it.
Graham, Repeat to Fade.
So this is my favorite track on the album.
Yeah.
And yet it's one of those brick wall tracks.
I don't get the terrestrial brick walling on this myself.
It's a different kind of brick wall, but this is an intentional brick wall. I don't think it's not the mastering where it's like in your face. It's like it's a huge dense sound, but it's done on purpose. If you listen to the way the vocals are delivered, you listen to you've got the operatic back in vocals, you've got the effects on the voice. Everything just sounds angry and not compressed, contained and restrained, and it sounds menacing is what it sounds, but it's brilliantly done. brilliantly done. And you've got the little girl comes back, and what is it? Subservient in essence, never free.
Yeah,
What she says.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
And then you've got
It's,
the repeat.
we're shutting down your comms. You have been warned. There's glory in this world to be adorned. A perfect model, life in loyalty, subservient in essence, never free.
Yeah. You know, and it's lines like sort of trapped in metal coffins, endless days. Do as you're told and fear allays. Sacrifice your soul to this machine. This is not a place for living dreams. Fucking hell.
It's dark, isn't it?
It is,
really
yeah,
dark.
it's like they've swallowed 1984 and all the cyberpunk stuff and thought, right, let's have a go at this.
Yeah.
And then to finish with that, there's only one way out, repeat to fade. There's no rewind in life, repeat to fade. That kind of it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And again, it's because it's so big and beefy, it sounds uplifting. It's a natural progression from what came before. It's that big, huge sound, and you think, yeah, this is great. And then you listen to the words, and you're like, fucking hell.
I know.
It's
Absolutely,
so well.
yeah. Mikey, repeat to fade.
What an album closer. Absolutely fucking awesome. It just I agree with everything that Graham said, apart from the wall of sound thing. I wasn't getting that in the slightest. I think there's a lot more separation in the mix going on, certainly, than what there was in Terrestrial. Craig, the bit that you're on about, I wrote down the vocal effects are almost late Gary Newman or quite possibly Roger Taylor. I was getting that Roger Taylor sort of like Strange Frontier kind of vibe to it. And also the guitar sound I thought was very similar to Marillion's 21st Century in parts. But probably my cloth ears.
No,
I love
I can see a similarity in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the effect is, but I mean, I'm no guitarist, but that's the vibe I was getting. Pat's drumming on this, absolutely amazing, especially at the 3-minute mark. Single that out, it was absolutely phenomenal. And I love a song that opens with a chorus, and the fact that you've got that before you go into the verses was amazing. And yeah, same as Graham. I just thought the choral outro with the lines and the repeat to fades, exactly the same thing. It really struck me. The everything is okay, you scum, loved it. You've almost gone 360 back to the start, you know.
Well, that's the point. It
absolutely
does,
sublime,
doesn't it? There is the motif from Day and Age in it, isn't there?
There is, and
yeah,
it finishes with that interference.
It's almost like
it?
But if it's like a white noise, isn't it?
If you stream the deluxe, it loops. It goes straight from that "Can you hear me" into the beginning of Day and Age instrumental, and
it works.
It does, and it really does work. Yeah.
There's a drop out in this one as well, isn't there? Is it about 4-minute mark?
3 minutes.
Like
3 minutes dead.
Yeah,
3 minutes,
really
right down to nothing.
Really good.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely faultless. Absolutely faultless. Loved it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you love it. It is absolutely stunning. The end of this record, as I've already said on here, dark lyrics, but incredibly uplifting music. It really is. It's thoughtful. It's clever. It's hooky. It's not subtle. It's not subtle by any means. You can't use that. If you can't compare this track to Skywards, for example.
No.
But they're the same band and the same guys, but completely different angle. This is absolutely brilliant, and they played it on the gigs, and it was just as fantastic there. Yeah, I mean, I said to the guys before we started recording, although this is my pick, I don't really know what to say about this record other than I fucking love it. So
I think it's interesting seeing them play these things live, because you can see how much the fun they are having playing the music.
The thing about Frost is they never. This sounds like a criticism, and it's not. They never quite get a lot of rehearsal time. So if they go on and they fuck up, they laugh at each other, and then they crack on.
Yeah.
But they are incredibly talented. It's just complex music.
And there are no airs and graces on stage. They just enjoy themselves, have fun. It is utterly joyful watching them play, because when they get in their stride, fuck me, they are something special to watch. They really are.
Yeah.
There was something I forgot to mention about island life, and it's right at the very end. There's some Morse code on the go.
Yes.
And I would love to know what it is.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us then for a minute.
No.
All right.
I literally only picked it up on my second playthrough, and I was like, oh, that's Morse code. So if anybody out there knows what it is, I would be very interested to find.
Okay. Well, that's the 8 tracks that are on Day and Age. I'll briefly do formats, and there is a live album from this tour as well, but the CD came out on Inside Out Music as a 2 CD deluxe with the album and an instrumental album. There's it just for Mikey. There's a Japanese version on Sony Music, which has a bonus track called Storm Driving, which is okay. It's not quite up to the standard of a lot of the rest of the album, but it's nice to have. And that is a BS CD as well.
I know what the Morse code says.
What does it say?
Scum.
Really?
Yeah. Spells scum.
Okay. There were 3 different vinyls of this album. There was a gold 2 CD with an etching on side 4, or a blue 2-disc vinyl with an etching on side 4, or a black 2-disc vinyl with an etching on side 4. All very nice. This was back when Inside Out would put a CD version in with the vinyl as well, which was always a bonus. Yeah. And then the live album that I talked about is called Island Live. It was recorded on the tour in 2023, I think.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, well worth picking up. Originally it was a Blu-ray and 2 CD. It's now a DVD and 2 CD, and it's available from Tiger Moth Records or from Magenta's Bandcamp, because Rob Reed was part of this production, and that's why it's on that website.
Can you tell us
I'm just trying to see as Michael quickly typing that URL in there as we speak. Has he got his credit card in his hand?
Set list on this live album is Day and Age, Terrestrial, Blacklight Machine, Dear Dead Days, Skywards, Island Life, Hyperventilate, Million Town, Heartstrings, and Repeat to Fade.
That is a hell of a set list. That is.
Get your credit card out, Graham. Mikey, do you want to give us a chart update as to what was happening around about the time that this album came out?
It's only got to 84 in the charts. 84.
Yeah,
at least it charted.
At least it charted. I mean, it's a travesty. I think the most recent album got to 54, something like that. So they're heading in the right direction. If you know half of the people in the top 10, good on you. At number 10 is Elton John's Diamonds.
Never heard of
Did that long ago?
What?
What?
I suppose it was, yeah, wasn't it?
What?
This coming out at the same time as Diamonds.
Diamonds, yeah.
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 At number 9 was Weekend, however you pronounce it.
The Weekend, yeah.
The Weekend, yeah. At number 8 is Michael Ball with We Are More Than One.
Was that Michael Burlston?
I have more than one, it's called.
Miles Kennedy at number 7 with The Ides of March. Dua Lipa is at number 6 with Future Nostalgia. The Black Keys at number 5 with Delta Cream. St. Vincent at number 4 with Daddy's Home. Rag and Bone Man at number 3 with Life by Misadventure. At number 2 was J. Cole with The Off Season. And at number 1 was Paul Weller with Fat Pop. I think I possess one of those albums.
Yeah, me too. Diamonds by Elton John. But what,
Diamonds,
yours is Dua Lipa, isn't it?
I may be familiar with Dua Lipa.
I thought you may know of her work, Craig. Yes.
I am aware of her body of work.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure you are.
Dear.
Any final words on Day and Age by Frost, Craig?
Very impressive.
Very brief, thank you. Great.
It has a lot of redeeming factor. After something that I didn't like when I first heard it, and I don't know why I didn't like it. I think it was that kind of. It all felt kind of quite oppressive to me. I find it a hard listen if I pay attention to it, and it's probably because of the lyrical content. Right. But having spent some time with it this week, it's a good album.
It's a great.
It really is.
Yeah. Mikey.
It is very clearly in the catalogue of post-pandemic albums. That being said, it is infectious, dramatic, grandiose, and melodic, and not entirely prog. Get it listened to.
Okay. What do you think of Day and Age by Frost? Have you heard it? Are you a fan? Have you never heard it before and given it a play because of what we've said? Let us know in our Facebook group for Planet Music. Come and join the discussion, or come and start a discussion. If you like the podcast, please subscribe and like so we can get out there to more listeners. But I just want to thank my co-hosts, Mikey K.
Thanks again, guys, and top-notch choice as ever, John.
Thank you, sir. Feel under pressure now. Thank you, Graham Tennick.
Thanks very much, and thanks for a great choice. And I think if anybody ever wants any copy done for a website or sleeve notes or what have you, they should contact Mikey because his words are brilliant. Grandiose and melodic is the way to describe it.
Trouble is they need too many pages for the book.
I do a 32-page book.
You can't see my fridge for magnets.
Craig's borrowed a few. Thank you very much, Craig Houston.
Why, thank you. I think I need a cold shower now.
I'm sure you do. Wipe all that prog off you. I had to go at sci-fi on this episode, folks. That's as far as I get with it. And I got it wrong today.
You boldly went.
It's a cracking album, this. Give it a listen. It's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Take care.
And stay alive.
You scum.
You scum. Young man.
Thanks for listening
to Planet Music from the makers of Planet Marzipan.
If you like what you've heard, please like and subscribe, and maybe even join our Facebook discussion group.
You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com.